So I'm back. Now, I decided that for my first proper review, I should pick something that's close to my heart but also old and obscure enough that I can get away with putting it on YouTube. And then it occurred to me, Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. Just to get it out of the way, I love the Sonic series. Yes, the newer ones tend to be complete arse, but Adventure 1 and 2 are my favourite games of all time. And Sonic 1, 2 and 3 are among the first games I ever played. You see, back in the 90s, Sega was one of the big names of the gaming industry, and it was largely thanks to Sonic. Well, console sales too, but mainly Sonic. So in the latter half of the decade, he was a star of no less than 3 American cartoons. But Sonic's a Japanese creation, so what did the Land of the Rising Sun have in store for the Blue Blur? In 1996, Studio Pierrot, best known for the anime versions of Naruto and Bleach, produced a pair of 25-minute OVAs that were later dubbed by ADV Films in 1999 and combined into one 54-minute movie. I was going to get the DVD, but a quick search on Amazon shows that they range from 25 to 233 quid. Bugger me, that's a lot of money. Oh well, I'll just watch it for free on YouTube like everyone else. So, scrape your knuckles, that sounds painful, and catch some tails. This is Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. Our story begins with a series of ominous shots, some of which are recycled, of Metal Sonic.
Hyper Metal Sonic!
Oh sorry, Hyper Metal Sonic. You know, because slapping the word hyper at the front of it makes it so much more threatening. During this sequence, Robotnik's going on and on about needing to acquire Sonic's essential life data, which, trust me, sounds more scientific than it actually turns out to be. Then we move on to see a plane being flown by an owl. Why can't he fly? Whatever. We then see an island with a bunch of derelict planes and we're introduced to our 2 heroes. One of whom sounds like he has a perpetually blocked nose.
Hey, come out here, Sonic! It's okay if you don't swim! You should give it a try!
Why is Tails so annoying? So Tails is surfing and is interrupted when the owl from earlier comes flying in and is going to crash. Tails wants to go hell, but Sonic is surprisingly arsehole-ish and says no. So Tails goes off to do it himself. This isn't going to end well. Naturally, he lands on the plane and completely forgets that he can fly, meaning that both he and the owl need to be saved by Sonic. Is there any continuity where Tails isn't a completely useless twat? We have this 2.5 minute sequence of Tails trying to save this guy and fucking up so badly he himself needs saving, all of which could have been avoided if either of the two actually realised that they can fly. In fact, let's set up a counter here. What? Don't judge my crappy Comic Sans counter. So the owl, only ever referred to as Old Man, spends about 10 seconds trying to explain to thin air that the president wants Sonic to nip round for a chat. It's at this point you realise that the old man is not blind, he is borderline retarded. So Sonic and Tails set off in the tornado and leave the old man behind to look after the house. They arrive at the presidential house, which looks oddly enough like the US Capitol building, only to be greeted by Robotnik, who attempts to have them murdered, despite the fact that that would fuck up his whole plan. He reveals that he's taken the president and his daughter Sarah hostage, and explains that he needs Sonic's help. He explains that the planet Freedom, a bit of a dumb name given that Robotnik rules about half of it, is made up of 2 different dimensions, the land of the sky and the land of darkness. I'm struggling to understand how a planet consists of 2 dimensions when planets exist within a dimension. Then again, this is a universe where a fox can fly by spinning his 2 tails around without him getting tied up, so I guess physics are just thrown out the window and hit by a bus. He exposits that the city he rules, named Robotropolis as a nod to Sat-AM, was attacked by Metal Robotnik and he was forced to flee. Metal Robotnik's apparently also sabotaged the robot generator, which, despite its name, does not generate robots. Instead, it generates electricity to the entire city and will explode if not fixed by sundown the following day. It's only now that he realises that everyone, his robots included, has fallen asleep and he angrily pops the hologram making explode. The fuck? Sonic, again proving himself a complete arsehole, outright refused to go.
Sonic, I don't care what happens to Robotnik or Daddy, but please just do this for the 2 of us.
Why is it with the Japanese and pairing Sonic up with humans and humanoids? So they set off, and we alternate between shots of Sonic and Tails on the way, and Robotnik and Sarah playing a fighting game. Sarah loses every time, but forces Robotnik to keep giving her a rematch by threatening to stop being his hostage. What? She then proceeds to cement her spot as the most annoying Sonic character ever by throwing a fit because a guy who took her hostage won't take her for a drive. Then a giant robot crashes into the building and the two get in. Now tell me what this looks like to you.
Sarah, don't touch it! Wait! Stop! Don't play with it! Stop it, Sarah!
Oh, you cheeky Jap sneaking a shot like that? Ha ha ha. What the fuck is wrong with you? So our heroes arrive in the Land of Darkness, and the plane, which is piloted by Tails by the way, crashes and they're forced to proceed on foot.
The Land of Darkness.
That means Robotropolis is just on the other side of those mountains!
How the hell does he know that? It's an entire dimension. Anyway, what follows is a pretty cool running sequence which actually involves enemies from the games. They enter a warp zone off screen and arrive in a city. So Tails was wrong about it being over the mountains then? They continue through the city and... Wait. They're going through a ruined city and their home is made up of a bunch of derelict airplanes. This is post-apocalyptic Earth with mutant animals running around, isn't it? So after that mind-blowing, the two get attacked by Metal Robotnik, who has Robotnik's voice and is round. Could this be the robot that Sarah and Robotnik got in earlier?
You can't break through this polymer alloy!
How is it in pain? Why does it have wings if it has a jetpack?
Oh no!
I'm well aware that neither one of you can swear!
Sonic and Tails manage to get away by faking their own deaths.
I can't, I'm drowning!
What was that splash? But Metal Robotnik was actually playing them and attacks again. Tails gets stuck to a fence, once again proving that he is completely useless.
Say cheese!
This is witnessed by Knuckles the Gopher, I mean Echidna. Why the fuck does he have a hat? Metal Robotnik goes to finish off Tails, but it turns out Sonic's still alive. Oh, I guess not fault. Hey! How the fuck did they survive that explosion? Knuckles shows up and acts as a distraction while Tails saves Sonic from drowning. Sonic then saves Knuckles by cutting Metal Robotnik's hand off, which, unlike getting hit in the face, doesn't actually hurt him. Metal Robotnik tries to flee, but unluckily for him, unlike the game version, Knuckles can fly like Goku here and throws Sonic at Metal Robotnik, destroying it. Ha! Called it! But again, killing Sonic goes against Robotnik's entire plan. Why is he doing it? Knuckles says he's going back to treasure hunting, but changes his mind and tags along anyway. So Tails and Knuckles fly and Sonic animation loops towards a base as we end the Japanese Part 1.